Hello, my name is Archaea Zero. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I'm here to do a game review on Pokemon Shield. This is technically my first game review, so it's going to be a total storm, so, welcome. I was a little apprehensive to get this game, and so I only ended up getting Pokemon Shield. Normally, I get both of the Pokemon games because I've been a long-term fan of Pokemon. Like, I started with playing Pokemon Blue, like back in the day, like when it came out on the Game Boy Color. And I've played every single Pokemon game since then, so like, I know Pokemon. I love Pokemon so much. I love Pokemon, it's great. And so, anyways, I guess I'm just gonna go in with saying that it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. But I'll leave all of my final real points till the very end. I'll give you my rating at the very end. And first, I think I'm gonna start off with the cons. First of all, because there's actually more cons than pros, but I would rather end this video on a lighter note, so I've got a little list here, because while I was streaming it, I decided to write things as I noticed them, and I'm just going to go through this list here, talk a little bit about each thing. Yeah, so the first one, I'm not super crazy about the starters, or at least like the first evolutions that you get. They're pretty cute, right? But then as all of them evolve, I'm not into them. They're all too like bipedal and humanoid, and I just feel like Lucario and Mewtwo and them are enough for me when it comes to looking more like a human. I don't care that much, but I wasn't really crazy for the designs of them. Like the first gen, they were all so solid. Second gen, one of the best. And then I think so this generation was just missing something for me. And that's not to say that they're absolutely horrible designs. I'm just not personally a fan of them. I don't even have my starter on my team. So like, I just did not feel the love, to be totally honest. And it's kind of disappointing, but I mean, it's also not the end of the world. Not my biggest gripe with the game. Lack of national decks, but yeah, it isn't a big deal to me. I typically like to go into new games and just try to get new Pokemon when it comes to a new generation. So it was kind of alright because, I've caught all the Pokemon in other games and not the end of the world, but it did also kind of suck that it was very limited still. So this is kind of a mid-ground thing for me, I guess, as well, because also not every single Pokemon is going to be on every single continent all over the earth. That's fine. That's like just, how nature works. It's just how it works. But I guess it did almost kind of feel a little sloppy. But they also throw these games together in what, like a year? That's a lot. That's kind of crazy. Food Pokemon still piss me off. I hate food Pokemon. I hate Pokemon designed after food. I'm sorry. Like, the ice cream cones that, I don't even know what the new one is called. That, like, foamy, like, not a marshmallow, like whipped cream. I hate it. I'm sorry. I hate it. I just think that food Pokemon are just, they're not for me. They're not for me. It's okay. They're cute, but to me, they're not really like a Pokemon. I don't know. It's not for me. Automatic experience share. Oh my gosh, do I hate this. I feel like this just is one of the things that made the game way too easy. Like, I just plowed through the game. Like, I had absolutely no problems. I never lost once, and it just kind of takes out any challenge, which I can get, like, some people like, and some days I like playing like that, but you could literally just plow through the whole game with one Pokemon, and that was it. It didn't matter. You didn't have to work on your team. I didn't feel as connected with a team of Pokemon. I formed a bond with like one Pokemon, and that's it. One Pokemon. And it kind of sucks because I like having a team of Pokemon that I care about, that I work on. And this just completely removed that because you don't. I mean, definitely you could have like different Pokemon that are different types, but then tying into the next thing that I'm going to say, there's just almost no point. Because next, Dynamax battles are easy and you get too many good rewards and you become way too quickly overpowered. Absolutely true. The new rare like you can get rare candies so often, and then there's the new small, medium, large, extra large candies, which give you X amount of experience, which I actually like better than rare candies in a way, because then if you're near the end of leveling up and you accidentally use a rare candy, it just goes, and then you don't get the next bar of experience, so it's like wasting a rare candy. But like, you get so, like, I probably have a few hundred of them in my bag, and I have so many level 100 Pokemon, it's insane. And I didn't even try. Like, you can literally just give them as many as you want because you just get way too many. And there are so many Dynamax battles, and the wishing stars, which you get so easily. Like, you can get so many wishing stars and just do Dynamax battle after Dynamax battle after Dynamax battle consistently until every Pokemon in your PC is just, level 100. And it just kind of sucked in a way. So I literally went through the game basically with one Pokemon once I ran into it. I got a Sizzlipede. Alright, I want to see if there's anything else here. Oh! Fell in love. And I hit level 100 before, I don't remember which gym, but I definitely had a level 100 Centiskorch before like the 7th gym. And that was all thanks to Dynamax battles, and then he was the only Pokemon I used. He's my team, just Centiskorch, that's it. And it just kind of got rid of the whole point of having a team, to be totally honest. Escape rope has infinite use, and there's still no point for it in this game. There's no cave systems that are big enough that you can actually get lost in it. Like, I remember back in the first game, that dark cave, when you needed to use flash to get through it, and even then it was a friggin' maze. Like, everything is so dumbed down in this game. You just go from point A to point B. It's such a tiny world, and I get that they're trying to up the graphics and whatnot, but the world was huge, and just, it was a maze in the original games, and it seems like every single game going forward is just getting simpler and simpler. Follow a path, kill stuff, don't even take any damage because you're already too overpowered. And then you get like infinite use items. Like, it just seems so simple. So freaking simple. Point A, point B. There's no A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No, it's like just A to B. And I don't know, it was just a little disappointing, but I was also kind of expecting it, so I wasn't as let down. I was told it was oversimplified, but I still miss how the old games were in that terms. They did Meowth dirty. Yes, they did. Poor Meowth. That's all I have to say about that. Horrible battle animations. Oh. Some of them are pretty good, I'll be honest. Like, there were some battle animations that I was actually pretty happy with. Like, I was pretty okay with Centiskorch, which is good because he's my favorite Pokemon. But a lot of them was just like, and then, and it just kind of sucked, to be totally honest. It felt so sloppy, and it just got tiring, boring. Eventually you stop caring about it because you stop noticing it because you see it so many times that it just sort of, it's like white noise in a way, but for your eyes. But it would have been cool if they had a few more little animations or whatever, right? Anything at all. Okay. Okay. This was my least favorite part of the game. Absolute least favorite part. And I can't stress this enough. But the post game. Swordward and Shieldbert. Oh, what? Well, well, well. I thought I heard someone making some noise over this way. What? I'm Swordward. I am Shieldbert. We are the new kings of Galar. We're the descendants of the first kings. Can I change my rating? I can't even stress how much I hate these characters. Like, it's not even that I just... It's not that I hate them because they're the bad guys. I hate them because they're just bad characters. Everything about them is horrible. They're totally unbelievable. They came out of nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Nobody had a fucking lick of a clue about who the f they were until they showed up, proclaiming they're like celebrities and this so fancy. Like I was relatively okay with the game until this part. When they show up and they start with everybody and they're trying to prove that the legendaries are bad. And it's like, everything about you is unbelievable and annoying and stupid. And it's like, why doesn't someone just clonk them over their heads? They have the stupidest hair I've ever seen. And I mean like even insane for Pokemon. Like Swordward had like a sword. Shieldbert had a big shield around. It's like I just hated everything about them. Their pompous attitudes. It just... And like, I get it, but I also don't. They were so bad. They were so... It felt like they were just thrown in to give you some bullshit at the end of the game to pretend there's post-game. And literally all you had to do in the post-game was go from gym to gym to gym to gym to beat Dynamax Pokemon, which are insanely easy. And then... Woohoo! All of a sudden, Swordward and Shieldbert are like, oh, we're so sorry, we did a bad thing, we're gonna go apologize to everybody. Yay! We saved the day! Yay! And then that's it. You go to the battle tower, and then, like, you know, you run around the the wild area collecting Pokemon that you don't have already. And then there's just nothing else really except for the DLC, which you have to pay $30 extra to get. I think it's another area and like 200 more Pokemon, and I think that's it. $30? And I've seen people say online like, oh, you'll complain about $30 DLC, but then what, did you forget that you bought Emerald and Crystal and stuff? Well, I mean, a lot of those other games also had extra elements included in the game, and it still had all of the Pokemon. It did give you different things to do throughout it. This just added another area and some more Pokemon. As far as I know, don't quote me on it, as far as I know, it doesn't add any more story. No, like, not like a big story by any means. And it just kind of feels like they didn't finish the game. And so now they're charging you for finishing the game. It just feels off to me. But I don't know. I can't fully speculate on it because I don't know everything that happened there. But it just kind of feels like they're charging people extra to finish the game. And the game was already $80. And then you add an extra $30. And then if you have Sword and Shield and you want the DLC for both of them, I'm pretty sure you have to spend like $60 to get them both. I don't know if you have to... Like, I don't know if it's a pass to get the DLC or... if you have to spend $30 for each game, so I'm not gonna completely say that. You know what, actually, I'm gonna look that up real quick. There we go. You have to buy it a second time. So, I don't know, that just feels wrong to me, to be totally honest. Everything is just getting so much more expensive for less, and it's unfortunate. We've suffered, I say as if I'm suffering. We have had to put up with better graphics, but at the expense of a good story and an in-depth world, and I just feel a little disappointed by that. So I'm not going to get the DLC. I think I'm done with Pokemon Shield for the most part. I'm going to try and get more of my Pokedex completed, but to be totally honest, I don't really feel it as much with this game. Like, I'm not going to 100% it, to be totally honest. I don't feel that need to like I did with the old games. I guess it's a little hard to explain, but the game just isn't sitting with me as well as a lot of the older games did. Maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe I'm just complaining too much. Doesn't really matter, I guess. But, anyways, why don't we move on to the pros? Because there were some things I loved about this game, and I did have a good time playing it. I don't hate it. I just have criticisms. I'm a little disappointed in a lot of it, but at the same time, I didn't want to compare it too much to the old games because they are different. They make the games very differently, so I still wanted to just look at it from just as a game rather than it's a Pokemon game in a way. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't. Maybe you do. Either way, I wanted to try and enjoy it because I like video games and I don't want to just sit there and criticize every little thing about it. But there were things I noticed. So the good things. The wild area. I love the wild area. I adore that you can see the Pokemon. I love that the little, like, adorable guys run up to you and they make their cute little squeaks. Oh my god! Did you hear that? Of course you did. Oh my god. Oh, you guys are so cute! Guys, I'm in love with these little ones. Ah! Hello! Oh god. Oh, dodged. And it just filled me with so much joy. I loved interacting with them, just like looking at them, being able to whistle, and I know it's a little limited, but still, like, I really enjoyed it. I really liked the fact that they had stronger, like, evolved Pokemon walking around. I thought that was a really cool concept. Onyx! Are you very strong? Found a note. Did someone drop it here? The large Pokemon you see wandering around in the wild area are strong. If you try battling one and it seems like you're in over your head, try to run. Run like the wind. He's probably a little bit beyond me. Hello! Oh, you're so cute though. Look at you. Like, whoa! A Mudsdale. I don't wanna with you. Are you friendly? Maybe not. I thought that, like, different areas and with different weather and everything, I thought that was a really smart idea, even though it was a little weird to be like, oh, well, if you go 40 feet over there, it's a blizzard, but 30 feet over there, it's sunny and hot, and then 40 feet over there, it's foggy and there's fairies running around. It was a little weird, but at the same time, for a game, I guess it kind of makes sense in a way, but it didn't feel very realistic at all, even though they're trying to make the world feel more realistic, but I still really enjoyed it. I thought it was really awesome how different Pokemon came out in different weather. The evolution spawn point was pretty cool with those big stones where you get all the different evolution stones. Oh, carp. Holy carp. There's actually one more little negative thing. You can get all of the items way too easily. I know I kind of said that with, like, the rare candies and whatnot, but, like, every item in general, like, there's no lack of anything. You just run around the wild area, you get everything. Anyways, back to the positive side of it. I loved the wild area so much. I thought it was such a good idea, and I just loved that you could see the Pokemon out of the grass. I thought it was great. Like, we're moving forward a little bit with that, and it was a good touch, I thought. Great music. Yeah, dude, the music in this game was so lovely. I had a great time. Like, when you were fighting the gym leaders and you got that like Dynamax music going and you were bopping around. Dude, I was so into it. It was such a, like, it was a good time. It was a good time. Oh, actually, I did kind of lie, well, not really, but I did struggle with one Pokemon battle, and it was the Fairy Gym. But that was a game mechanic that really screwed me over, answering questions. I somehow managed to answer everything wrong and offended her. So she made my one Pokemon so weak. All of his stats were just... Oh, hi, Bing. And it was just... It was interesting. But, you know, I really liked that. I like how they threw in some mechanics to change the battle a little bit. Hi, sweetie. My cat Bing is here. Hello, what's up? But yeah, I thought that a lot of the aspects about the games were really cool. I liked that there were Pokemon in town and whatnot, and you could interact with people, and I mean you can in every game, but just I liked all the different interactions, and it was neat. It was really neat. Hi, Squidge. Sorry, she's just all over the place. Hello. And then I guess to end, well, not to end, no, there's a couple more things. The character design. See, I thought that was pretty cool too. And I liked how there were different clothing stores in every town. So you could change the way you looked and whatnot. I think that character customization is definitely a plus. I really like being able to look like me in games like this. So, you know, I just went for it. And they have clothes with Centiskorch on them, so, you know, I just wore all Centiskorch clothes eventually. I almost call it armor. I mean, may as well be Centiskorch. But yeah. And then, oh, my last thing here that I have is my favorite Pokemon ever. That's right. This generation has given me a new favorite Pokemon of all time. I'm sorry, Jolteon. I still love you. But Centiskorch is now my favorite Pokemon that has ever existed. I mean, look at him. He's perfect. I ran into a Sizzlipede shortly after, I think it was it before the first gym? I'm trying to remember, but I only played the game once. I'm sorry. I can't remember exactly where, but I think it was before the first gym. And I fell in love immediately. Is just, centipedes are so cool, and it being a fire bug type I thought was really cool. And it can learn some of the best move sets. Like, it has, my Kevin has Scald, Lunge, Fire Lash, and Crunch. And let me tell you how handy it is, especially in Dynamax battles, to have 4 different move types. It's incredibly useful. I can take down almost anything. I just kind of wish I could learn a grass type move, maybe, but I'm really happy with the typing that I have right now, because I can literally kill almost anything with one hit, and it's fantastic. And I love him, and he's my Kevin, and he's fantastic. And that is how I feel. Kevin is great. We all love Kevin. But yeah, I guess that's, for the most part, it. I mean, I definitely had more cons than pros, but a lot of the cons were just little gripes that just kind of annoyed me slightly. I still moved past them. And for the most part, I think I like the game more than I dislike it. And I did enjoy playing it. You know, I got to stream it with my viewers, and we all had a great time. And it was still an enjoyable experience. And before the post-game, I was going to give it a 7 out of 10, but it ended up dropping down to a 6 out of 10 because I hated Swordbird and Shieldward. It was just the worst. They were just the absolute worst. I hated everything about them. And it just felt so sloppy and horrible that I had to drop it. So I'm going to have to give this one a 6 out of 10. I still enjoyed it. I couldn't say I would really recommend it. If you're like super specific about how you want your Pokemon games to be. But all in all, it's not a horrible game. Not the best. But I enjoyed it. If you're pretty laid back and you just want to enjoy something and you want to see the new Pokemon and you want to just kind of run through the world and stuff, like I guess I could recommend it. Like if I wasn't given it, I probably wouldn't have gotten it for a little while. But I'm kind of glad I did play it. It gave me a little bit of perspective, and I got to see what everybody was talking about. So 6 out of 10. That's pretty much what I'm gonna give it. Not the best, not the worst, but I'm not mad. So that's that. Anyways, feel free, if you care at all, to follow my Twitter, check out my Twitch streams. I've got an Instagram. You can subscribe here if you want, or don't. It's totally up to you. And leave a like if you liked anything about this video. I don't know, it's my first game review, so we'll see. God, the pig. Cookie wants to say goodbye too. Alright, come here, Cookie. Come say hello. Come here. Yeah. Oh, he can't see her. I swear, she's alive. There you go. Yeah? Good girl. Anyways. So yeah, check out stuff. There's also a Discord. All the links will be down in the description. And I hope you have an awesome day or night or whatever it is, whenever you are, wherever you are. Bye.